Alrighty, let's see how all this goes. Crap. Look, it's already out. There it is.
Hey, you. Look at you with your little dog now.
Oh, look at her. She's so cute. You in your seat?
Down.
Hi. You're real cute. Hi. She likes your seat.
She does like my seat. She's gonna be mad in a minute. Sitting with her tongue sticking out. Oh, look at you with your little big mouth.
Like, seriously, I opened this a minute ago and it was fine. I might have to reset it. It doesn't seem like that's connected. Oh well, the chat box might be broken. Windows decided to reset a bunch of things, so lame. So hopefully I see people's. Let me do a test chat. See if it pops up over here. All I want to do is work, and I have to keep fixing things. Um, Looks like test chat is not popping up. Lame.
Quit twiddling.
Uh, my playing soon has disconnected. Oh no. It's all right. All right, I'm gonna see if I can fix the chat window. So it's a bit blank at the moment. Hope you don't mind. I gotta try to remember where this place is. I think it's Botrix is what I'm using. Okay, let me log in over here. Yeah, got it.
You are so freaking cute. So statuesque.
Mm, mm, mm. Hey, Botrix is working. That's a good sign. I'll go ahead and turn on display. Not that this is a tutorial for how to get Botrix working, but in the event that you want this kind of chat window, which is kind of handy, uh, make a Botrix account and connect it to one of your things. Anyway, I gotta go to chatbot. I think all that's correct. Widgets. I want to go to the chat widget. Um, Under chat widgets, this is where you get all your settings. I'm gonna copy my URL and I gotta hook it up on this thing. Okay, see if I can close the little app there. I forget exactly how to connect it, but I think there's a create widget option. Oh yeah, I guess update full. Uh, Custom CSS. No, I think it's the on DevTools. I'll exit app. Let me try opening the main thing again. I already did that. Guess I'm in a perpetual update cycle. I'm gonna kill the window and just yeah, it's not bringing up the forget how to bring up the tools. Yeah, they are. Settings, chat, widgets, URL. Hmm. Keep breaking this thing. Cool. We don't need this one. Not what I wanted to do. Keep breaking it. Stop trying to update. I already updated you 6 times. Go away. Close the window. Stop updating. Okay. If you hit this little tab, it'll hide the window, but I like being able to reposition it when I'm working, so let's do a test chat. If it pops up in here, it's all working. If it doesn't pop up in here, then I'll be sad. Nothing. There we go. Yay. Now it's supposed to disappear after 20 seconds, but we'll see if that's gonna happen. Hide old messages after 10 seconds. Yeah, that message is still there. Okay. It's kind of working, but not. Whatever. I just want to work. I want to get some stuff done. So, I'll save this. Close that. I may need Photoshop at some point. Actually, I'll just close Photoshop. If I need it, I'll open it again. Working on this guy. I need to get this prepped and rigged, but I need to do some more work on it before I'm done with it. So let's get rid of all the history. And then these, I'll get rid of the history. All right. I'm going to send this as a single entity over to ZBrush. Uh, I forget if I can import an FBX to ZBrush. I don't think I can. I think I have to do it as OBJ. Export. Default scenes. Why does it do it backwards? This will be where are you at? OBJ. That'll work. So this is it's actually a little alien ship, but it's plant-like. I did the base model in Maya. Now I'm going to take it over to ZBrush and do some sculpting. You can do sculpting in Mudbox, but I prefer ZBrush. Let's put this chat box. I don't want to load, I want to import. Oh, where is this thing at? Documents, Maya. Projects, default scenes. Where is the ship? There it is. E. Let's do subtools. It's just a single entity for now. It might be fruitful to break it up into different pieces. Actually, I don't have to do that. I can do it as polygroups. Let's do. I can do groups based on UVs. Oh, I forgot to do a thing. Something I forgot. Let me kill this. I forgot. Um, I was working on the this thing here. So at the end of the little little tentacle things, I was gonna put a little pod there. Grab that. Let's frame on it. My move tool. I do not need a backside to this. So I'll cut that off. Um, and that's gonna snap to basically the bottom of the little pods there. So I'll do this. Let's hide the main body of the ship. Take the little pod thingy. It is centered? Okay. I cut the backside off of these, so that's going to be a bit tricky to mount to. I think I'll do this. Where is this in space? It's there. Component orientation. Darn. I was hoping to benefit from that. Okay. Well, let me try this. If I merge center on there, is it relative? It is relative. I'll do that for each one of them. It's a two-step process. Now these are hollow because I don't need to see inside of them, but I'm just doing this to simplify snapping um, the thing that need to snap. So, and really, I did go through the trouble of making that a separate piece, but I could just make it off of the stems here. It might be one of those things that once I'm inside ZBrush, it just becomes a mess. Also, ZBrush doesn't like hollows, so maybe better to leave them. Okay, got all of them. Hmm. So I've got a couple choices here. If I go up to this thing and set the pivot to there, I can take that. I'll make a duplicate of it, and then I will just snap the duplicate to each one of these. And this needs to be oriented to match the tube that I'm on. So let me go ahead and just grab these wireframe on shaded. That's not what I wanted to do. I changed my shading mode. Which shading mode was I in by default? I don't remember. I think it was smooth shading all. Um, and I want wireframe unshaded. Okay, so what I was saying a second ago was I can go through the agony of orienting these to this shape, or I can build that shape out of each of these. Because if I try to match this to this shape, I gotta do this kind of thing. You know, like that's not bad, but I could just as easily um, do this. Right? So what's easier, that or matching each of these? I think um, doing this part is easier. So let me grab those things. The benefit of these being separate is I can texture them separately, I can decorate them separately. So it's a trade-off. Which do I want? It doesn't matter. I think I'll do them separate. I think I'll go through the pain of making them separate. Where's the actual plant at? Where's that? There it is. I guess technically it's a she. You know, that's actually a lot easier. Hi, you. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Popo, hi. Mm. Okay, so I don't think any of you have ever seen Popo, so I'm gonna go ahead. Where is my, um, is that the me capture? There's me. Oh, let me go capture the Popo. Hi. Hi, my little gorgeous cat. Hi. Hi. This is Popo. This little dark thing is Popo. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Selma.
Hi. She hates me so much. She actually likes being coddled. She just wants to be a brat. Hi. Mm, mm. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go hide again. Bam. I hit the wrong thing. Hi, hun. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. Oh, and don't mind me thinking out loud. I work pretty slowly because I'm always trying to come up with a way of doing a thing, if it's the way I want to do it, and I try to plan out whatever I'm making so it's more beneficial, so I don't have to make it 500 times. So I need this plant thing for a book cover, but I also need this plant thing for a game, and I also need this plant thing for a video. And I'm like, well, I just want to get the book cover done, so I'm like trying to make a thing so that I can do it. It doesn't need to be perfect for the cover, but I know that I want to use it for other things, so I'm trying to tackle those things and make this as useful as possible so I can have it for those other elements. So if I do it right the first time, I don't have to go back and do it 10 other times. That said, um,
Are you
anyway,
kidding?
but but the power cut.
She, I assume, pulled my power. She's the one sitting on top of the
She's
my
not on.
monitor.
She's not on the box.
Did it get pulled out of the?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so this thing here, I want to have the little tendrils coming out of these. So, um, what'll actually be easier, since this is already oriented to world, if I were to rotate this and make sure I'm in object orientation, like I am, if I orient this, you can see that the orient will point in the direction that is rotated, which is great. Um, I can make the little tendril a child of that and then make that the default position. And that'll just make life a lot easier. So, that said, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the little tendril, or take that guy. I'll move it into position. What do I have? How? At what point did I put snapping um, on? At what point was that hotkey ever activated? I would love to know. Let's turn that back to off. What is the hotkey for this? Anyway, so I'll put that about there and get this oriented the way that I want it. I think that's good enough. It's okay that it pops through the mesh. Nobody's going to be in here. That's one of the nice things about 3D design. Um, you can get really wrapped up in, oh, this has to be perfect. This has to mm, exist in the real world, so you have to follow all the rules. Well, you don't really have to, you know. It just has to look like it could exist in the real world. Okay, so now that this is oriented the way that I want, um, what I'm going to do is take this one, make it a child of that, and then um, where's the pivot on that? I want the pivot of this to be here, and then I want that to be snapped to there. But check this out. I can take this little tendril and I can freeze its transforms and make that the home position, which is kind of neat. But what would 000 be relative to this object? 000 is there. Okay. Stop sliding. I'll be a jerk face. All right, this one I'm going to do the texture work on. Where you at here? I just want you. Let's I guess we'll automatic it and then we'll stitch it. Where is cut and sew? There it is. Stitch it. Hey. That came out real clean. Really clean. But I think I'm gonna get the corners and then unfold. Sew it, unfold it. And then let's lay it out. Cool. I'm gonna do that again for each one of those. That way I don't have to redo the UVs on each one of these. Just let's unparent you. Now I can just take this. About how far down? Yeah, it works. So I try to teach my students a couple different ways of doing things. How to make things as one continuous mesh, and also how to make things as separate meshes, because both methods are useful. And sometimes you want one over the other. Like for these little tendrils, it doesn't really matter that these are separate. Like visually, the way it's going to move doesn't matter. Mhm. But on that relative vein, having the little flowery pod being a continuous mesh, that makes a lot of sense because as these little petals fold, it's going to change the shape of the bud back here. So that being a continuous mesh makes sense. All right, this one. I also try to teach to ignore your sense of OCD because it can really hinder you in your productive workflow. Like if I was so worried about this being perfect, I would never get it done. Like it's organic, and because it's organic, it is good enough. Like if you look at your face in the mirror, I'm sure you'll find that it's not exactly symmetrical. It's close, but it's not perfect. I know certainly mine isn't. When I crashed and smashed my face, Tom was very um, ready to point that out. He's like, "It's okay, you're still ugly." I was like, "All right, good to know." All joking aside, um, if you're really OCD about stuff, force yourself to do things that make you uncomfortable. Like if you have to have an even number of something, purposely give yourself an odd number. If you have to always tie the right shoelace, start tying the left. Um, Eventually, you'll stop caring about the little things as much. Sometimes it's necessary. Like if you're making a mechanical model, then being a little OCD about it's all right because mechanical things are usually very accurate. But unless it's going to be scrutinized by your audience, there's not really a need to make things perfect. And I guess can always make a use case for perfection. Mm. But sometimes close enough is all you need. Hmm. There we go. I don't know what color these are going to be yet, but it's all right. Is that right? Is that right? So now comes the other part of the decision-making process. So here's my critter, right? Um, how do I want the UVs to be laid out? Go ahead and hide that. So I'll grab all this and I gotta clear its history. So on the UV layout, this is the current UV layout for um, the main body. But then the little tendrils, they all have their own UVs. So like these. The benefit of having its own separate UV map is I have the entire span of that resolution, but a lot of these are going to be textured the same way. So I would lose the benefit of how these are going to be laid out or, sharing color. That means I have to have individual texture maps for each piece, as well as these little pieces here. Like, I get it. These little things will have, okay, that one's grouped, that one's grouped. Sorry, tangent. Making sure the children of the thing are done. Actually, I take that back. I'm gonna rig this so I will not make those children objects. So the specific type of Malnar, so this is the Malnar is a whole plant species. This one is the Baluza. This is the ship. This is uh, Tendril Pod 1. Okay, Tendril Pod 1. Go ahead and copy that. It's taken me many years to make this stupid thing. They keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I just never do. 8 of them, and then this is Tendril Pod 1, so this would be Tendril 1. Technically, it's like a stamen, but we try to think about that. All those are named. It's a random cylinder. All right, so this will go into here. This will be the geometry group. Yeah. These are all the working pieces, which I don't technically need anymore, but I'll go ahead and just drop them into a group of accessories. Old pieces, and that one I can nuke. Let's just clear the history. Okay. So I think I'm going to put this on one texture map. That will kill some of the resolution, though. So all this arrange and layout, I'll just lay it out. That's annoying. I can't possibly have non-manifold. What here has non-manifold geometry? Why would you lay it out like that? Sometimes Maya's a bit picky. I will manually lay this stuff out because Maya's being a jerk. All U pieces. I've got 8 of them. And this. No, I'll just do these. Yeah. Downside about being tired. Indecisiveness. Crap. There's no good way of doing that. I guess I could do it like this. And then deselect out here. Okay, and those are all on their own spot. Come on now. Why do you gotta do that? Seriously? These should all be the same size as those, but these are not all the same size. So where that size of UVs is the size of the resolution for your texture. So let's say this is a 1,000 pixel texture. One of these quadrants would be 500 pixels, right? Because it's 1,000 across, 1,000 down, so 500, 500. Just the thing to be aware of. And all those will scale to match those. And there's 8 of these here. Okay. Main body object needs to go on here. I need to fit all this on this texture map. I think I can do it. Trying to maximize my space. Laying out a texture map is a bit of a art. And a science. I'll actually move these out. They're That's good enough. Okay, so I laid them all out. That way I can share the same texture. Looks like I have enough space, no bleeding areas. You want to make sure there's enough space between all of your things so you don't get color bleed. All right. Now Maya said I had non-manifold geometry, so I'm going to save real quick and then try to solve it. Oh, it's right. It was correct. I said I had non-manifold. Um, that's correct because when I put these on the back, when I put these caps on the back, I never did anything with them. There's no UVs generated for those. That's why. I no longer need those caps. So, face selection. Actually, go to object mode. Face selection. Let me use the default shader. I'll do that here. I gotta make sure I'm not selecting anything extra. Just the corners, caps. There we go. Cut those off. Now I'm leaving the inside of this cap. So the inside of this thing, I'm leaving those because I could have a scenario where one of these gets cut, where I cut a tendril off and I can see the inside. Um, I guess I could make the same argument for if a tendril got cut off, I could see the inside of it, but we'll see. The other thing is if these are moving, if it moves in such a way that it reveals this hole, then that would be a problem. So, all right, let's see if I still have non-manifold. Nope, I do not. So that was the issue. Okay, so now this object, crap, that can get exported. Oh, let me clear the history on that. And I'm gonna make all of the pieces in here. Don't know if I did already. I did not. All of those pieces. I'm really tempted to just zero them out. It shouldn't matter, but there we go. Yes. Okay, so now I'll go back to ZBrush.
Sweet critic.
What? Just here, eating candy. Being lazy about getting a drink. Mm. All right, I'm gonna keep the original. Um, actually, I'll just leave it there. Let's see if I can subdivide. Everything moves. I could have ZBrush retopologize and make it as a single mesh, but I don't want to do that. I was hoping I can get a smooth subdivide on that. Yeah, stop sliding. I have to subdivide without smoothing. Let's go up another level. Can I polish?
You put food in another bowl too.
Good meatball.
Scooby noodles.
Scooby noodles, what?
Put cat food in the other cat's bowl too, please. And carrots.
Peas and carrot. Probably because Toriano likes food. That's why all the Dragon Ball characters have food names. What?
I want a sip.
You want your own spirit?
No. I want a sip of yours. Thank you. I don't know what's it.
Thank you. Nah.
Yes. Cutie.
Hmm. See what I have on my brushes here. Where's deformation? Let's do a standard. Let's try polish by feature. Mm, that was kind of cool. It helped smooth out most of those shapes. I did lose some of the pointiness on here. I want to retain that pointiness. Let me do a standard polish. It's too heavy. Polish by groups. No. Crisp edges. Mm, uh, how about a relax option? Ah, that was no thank you. Okay. What if I polish by feature about 30%? No good.
Um,
10%? No. So higher is better. So it looks like I'll probably have to do my smooth operation in Maya. It's fine, but close ZBrush. Actually, before that, I'm curious to how ZBrush would treat this if I retopologize the whole thing as a single object. Wait, on me, I'm not. My subdivisions got reset down to 0, or reset down to 1. Hold on a second. That's why it was collapsing. I ended up setting it back down to 0. Let's go up a subdivision from here, and then we'll run polish a little bit heavier. Because I'm trying to maintain the shape of the petals. Okay. That way I don't have to go back to Maya. I don't mind the grooves in here. I think that's okay. Where's my full bright? It's not called pole in here. It's actually called uh, move topology. Move topology. Mm. Since this thing is awkwardly shaped, I'm gonna see if I can get a brush that will let me do multiple sides at once. So I can do both of these at once. I can do those at once. Where's my stroke transform? Let's do symmetry. Can I do radial? That's on the wrong plane. Transform radial. Let's do it across Y. Let's try it across 6 points. Oops. There you.
Huh.
It's the standard brush.
Look at this plane.
Hmm. Did you glitch inside of it?
No, it just looks like that.
Weird. Yeah.
I wonder if it blew up and got stuck mid blow up.
Where is my standard brush? There it is. Oops. Depending on whether or not I should do another layer of petals on this thing. Okay, so that's not cool. It pulled through the other side of the mesh. There's a setting to prevent that, so I'm gonna go ahead and undo. I can redraw the veins in a minute. Under brush, where is it? Surface modifiers, create. I think it's depth. I can offset depth, but that might not be what I want. Um, Auto masking. We want to. I think directional will work, but backface might work better. So we're gonna try direction real quick. So if a directional mask is on, in theory, it should only affect the direction of the normal. So if I do this, I should not have an inner. Okay, so that did not work. Let's do it. We'll turn directional off. We'll do it back face. Yep, that worked. And as I'm drawing these veins on, I'm actually not getting the detail that I want. You see how it's kind of blocky? So I'm going to go up a subdivision level. So we'll divide one more time. Pretty close, but not what I want. We'll go another. This uses a lot of memory. I've got 32 gigs of RAM. You can see that I have 16 gigs free. Uh, and we are currently at, looks like 1.9 mil, so almost 2 million polygons. Ooh, excuse me, on this model. Let me see if I can do another polish to smooth out a lot of the blockiness. uh, Deformation, polish by feature. It's a lot smoother, which is nice. All right. Actually, before I do that, um, I'll do a vein down the center line. And then I can do branching veins. Let's drop this a little bit thinner. Not all veins need to be the same size. Okay, let's check the other side. Hopefully I haven't had any mess ups in here. Okay. On the underside, I think I want to use my Dame Standard brush. Dame Standard, there we go. No, it's not the effect that I want. What do we have under alphas? Mm, where's Crumple? I see curve brush. Curve, crumple. There you are. Sometimes this is useful. So we're creating irregular, sort of organic patterns. But it can be a bit messy. Not what I was expecting. It was kind of cool. You say I did that, that's one of those things where the brush just kind of like did its own thing. Mm. 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 And look at the ends of the tendrils, they're all screwed up. So I'm actually going to do a thing. Should have done it earlier. This is going to be TVC, Malamar, ship, ZBrush. So I'm going to jump down to a lower subdivision level. I've had my chat box off, so I don't know if anybody's talking to me. Hey, how's it going? If you saw the creature in real life, you start poking its veins. Yeah, that'd be a fun one. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. My chat box went away. Come on, chat box, open up. Nope. It's not cooperating. There's the chat box. Don't do that, cat. Stop. Why? You were the only one. You were the only one that does that. It's so painful. All the other ones have cute little mews, and this one, it's like razor blades in sound form.
Or a scream.
What? Stop existing. What? There isn't a place for you to sit. You can sit on my side. I will put you over here. Mm. You stuck on it. You can't.
What, you want mama? You want mama? God.
Okay, let's put this up here. I'm not using that space. All right, so the thing I was going to do is going to drop the subdivision level, drop it back down to 1, and then I'll do
You want that? That was biscuit.
polygroups. We're going to auto group by UVs, I think will be the best way. Uh,
Mama, clean your face. Your face. Gotta clean your eyes.
let's do auto group with UVs. And then let's turn on, whoops, not perspective. Where's my polygroup viewer? I can never get this thing to move, man.
Frederick, yeah.
All right, then I should be able to isolate my polygroup. I forget how to isolate by group though. Thought it was control click to isolate by polygroup. And that's not shift click. Alt click would be to the thing.
The man on the side.
Hmm.
Should actually like lay down though. Maybe daddy has a blanket.
The blanket is buried somewhere.
A real light one. They love it hot.
At this one. Under all the stuff. I wanted to eat that mummy.
Oh my gosh, babe. Sorry, honey.
She
Daddy
likes it.
sucks.
She's like, blanket.
Sweet kitty.
She's like, cover me in blanket and give me a pet, and Daddy will do it. He's over there busy always. Always busy.
You know, when I was a dream.
Let's go to UVs real quick. Morph to UVs. That makes sense. Although I don't know why this is all weird. That's not how UVs are. ZBrush, why do you do weird things? That is not how UVs are. Okay. It does what it wants, like a honey badger. Hmm. I believe Control W is to create a polygroup, but what is the isolate the polygroup? Control Shift click. There we go. And now I should be able to raise subdivisions back up. Ye- That's probably about as far as I really want to go on the crumpling. I don't want to mess too much of this up. It just can't look like, when I'm looking under here, it can't look blocky. It has to look organic. And then down in here, that's just being weird. And try smoothing it off. I don't think it helped any. Crap. We'll go back forward. Actually, that's probably good. If I'm back down to here, uh, I want to move this one point. It's easier doing Maya. Single points are kind of annoying in ZBrush. Like it can be done, it's just not pleasant. I'll worry about it later. That's not all that important there. Let's do the back side of this. Looks like crumple was crumpling. Go up. Then the back of this is going to be mostly green, and then I'll have it transition to more like a flowery color, like a pinkish. So let's do this. Let's jump into I guess MRGB, and I'll take it off of Z add. I'll get a standard brush. So that's gonna be. Oh, I didn't do anything to the little tendril things before I go too far into this. I do have to check those. They're all mostly smooth, which is good. I can go through the heckadoodle of worrying about that, but really it's gonna be a distance thing, so. If I were to work on a tendril, yeah, there's no convenient way for that. I think that's all right. Once it's colored, we won't know. Notice what's going on anyway. I don't want to crumple because it might damage it. They were kind of inside out last time I crumpled.
We're both in pieces.
So brush, standard T. Let's save the poly group or tool. And then what do I want to do? We're mRGB. We're gonna flood this thing with white, I think. Let's grab a material. I actually had an organic plant shader that I built a long time ago. Where the heckle-doodle is it? It is load. That's game design. Where's is it in here? Materials. It's not in the materials folder. Seriously? Seriously? Nothing in the brushes folder. Insert meshes. Well, it wouldn't be available here anyway. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just do basic white. It's fine. Where's skin shader? Skin shader 4. We'll use that. And we need to have a base color. Um, it's going to be a greenish color. Oh, it's too green. Okay. And let's fill. I'll do a fill object. Okay. Let's see if I can isolate by polygroup and then fill based on this particular object. I'll get red. Can I fill object? What if I undo? Okay. I'll do the same thing on these. I kind of like these little tendril things not being the exact same color. Maybe this being like a green and bleeding in, or it could be a lighter pink. What are you doing?
She's getting done.
She's doing her thing. But I don't want to touch the dog.
But I'm covered in misters.
Ugh.
Me too.
Come here, you little tumor.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
I like how she's like tries to bite me every time.
She tries to bite me too.
Does she?
Yeah. I surprise her.
I pick her up. She's
Well, yeah. All she knows is someone's picking her up. She was thinking you do though. But she only does it one time. She'll just like, ah. You see this little traitor I have?
I see her.
Touching one potato.
But I found a cute dog.
Missy, I'm real tired.
I know I'm picking you
Oh,
up.
she's so mad. Look at those feet. If you pee on all his stuff, I will not judge you. Oh, she's so upset.
You see how nice it is? See how nice this is? She's very upset.
You deserve every tooth is disturbed. You know damn well. Should have bit him harder.
She didn't bite. She like reached over and grabbed my leg with all that rice and just pulled her whole girth over. Oh, that hurt. But it was cute.
Get.
It was so
Let me
cute.
put your butt in my face.
Ah, okay.
Listeners,
Mm.
I'm real tired. Can you choose something?
Mm.
Pick like a spot or
Mm.
see. Don't put your butt in my face.
Okay. Um, well then, for the other groups here,
You really need your nails cut.
I want to isolate these objects, but I don't want to. Hey, how's it going? What's up, Lays for Days and uh Toucan fan? Been a while. I'm trying to figure out how I want to isolate these groups here.
Okay. That's right.
I could do one at a time. That's not very efficient. See, I would stream more often if it wasn't complicated. Every time I want to, because I want to work on the things that I want to work on, and it takes about 20 minutes to set up a stream because I have to create like a thumbnail and all that stuff. So by the time I get all that done, I'm like, I don't feel like working. I did that earlier. And got home from work. It's like I'm gonna do this thing, and then I started setting up the stream. I was tired, and I was like, well, I'll take a nap. I slept till like 6. Happens. What time is it there? Or are you doing breakfast for dinner? We do that all the time. Okay. So I want this to be um sort of like a pinkish yellow. Let me take a look at hmm, actually, hold on a second. I am making things complicated. I have a device where I can just look up things. 8:30 a.m. Holy Gemini. Where's my game capture? Is it this one? That's not the right one. Device capture. There we go. Okay. Hmm. So that's kind of a neat one. This one reddens toward the center. Since I'm starting with red, I can go yellow. Hmm. Oh, that's kind of cool. 11:30 a.m. or p.m. for you. I like that color blending though. That's nice. Yeah. Well, it's basically an alien flower that I'm working on. I'm thinking yellow-ish for these. Where'd my color go? Go. Let's drop into the yellowish area. It is what? Probably 11:30 around here too. Yeah, I have to get up and go run in the morning. That's gonna be fun.
Make sure that when you leave, you at least make sure I'm sort of awake. Don't want to go to the gym at like
Okay.
assuming she wants to.
So I see the yellow. It's too hard of a contrast. Maybe maybe orangish from here, pink to orange, and then go down orange to yellow. So let's get this object, and actually I'll do it from here, but I have it. Ah, when are you gonna get a chance to work on it? What kind of bike do you have?
Back to moving across.
Yeah, I think that's better right there. Gotcha. Are you a trail rider? Okay, so base are set to there. I think I'll do these as orange and then I'll gradually transition to yellow. So what would be the better option? Should I start these yellow and just work back to orange? Let's try that. Is a way to isolate by polygroup for multiple objects, but I don't remember how, so I'm just going this route. By the time I look it up, it would have been the same amount of time. Riding the parks, yeah. I take the unicycle off-roading and do stupid things. Um, I landed on my face a couple weeks ago. That was fun. Yeah. I'm still just as ugly though.
Your best feature.
My best feature is being ugly.
What?
You said it's my best feature. I said my best feature is being ugly.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the base color down. I'm going to take that base color and I should be able to drop the base color into a texture map. So new texture. Oh, use son of a biscuit. Let's go backward. We'll clone texture. Ah, you're being a jerk. Wow.
I think she needs to go back to her chair. Go back to your chair.
Let's do from Polypaint. There we go.
How far? You're very small.
There's the base textures. So now I need to start going and blending so that this looks more natural.
Mad if I get up? Will you yell at me? This is for all in my nose. Why?
She does that. So what blending methods do I want to do?
Off until I got mascara in my eye. Ah. Alright, I think I'm gonna go to bed, you know. You're sitting down tells me no.
She's like, you're not going anywhere.
You want to go to your own chair? Soft and lovey.
Think what I'll do. I'll steal the color from this, and I'll get that. Do I not have? Oh, texture's on.
There's one that's tired. You get mad if I move. Cheating on my face. Cheating on my face.
How far down do I want this to go?
Okay. Good job.
So to theirs looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down the intensity of that. Maybe about 50%.
Good job. You tried. He doesn't.
And I'd be less inclined to be as perfect with it.
Oh, there's a cover back.
Did you?
Yeah, and of course.
She's got a cat pillow.
She's obsessed. I don't understand.
Yeah, she's a little on the obsessed side.
You won't let us pet you, but the dog, you can't leave her side.
I know. Let's drop it down to about 25. Adjust my brush.
I'm not gonna accept you guys here. Just
I think that works out. I gotta do this 7 more times. By dropping the opacity, I'm allowing it to blend a little bit more with the color below it. So it's like a gradual transition. Hmm. Getting tired over here. I think I'll do this one and then call it a night. Gotta run in the morning. Now I do have some options for different alphas. So if I wanted to, I don't know, play with a pattern on this thing, I could. It's kind of cool. Just if I wanted to break it up. It looks pretty organic. Of course, if you smear it, it doesn't really make this real big though. Too distorted for that. Turn the alp off. And things in nature are not always perfect, so I don't mind there being spots that I miss. So my thought process for back here would be uh, kind of like blending in the color. It's a bit too solid. Let's see, click on, throw on. Let me do a draw rectangle. Let me steal this pink color again. Hmm. So the Z tool is saved, but one thing I'm going to do is
Maybe not.
see you later. Mm. One of the quirks in ZBrush is if I were to save my document and close it, I might lose my colors. I can do this as a Z document, which would save everything, but that's not very reliable. My experience has varied. Sometimes it's um, good, but most of the time the colors get screwed up. So I'm better off saving the texture. I gotta do these other ones, but I think I'll do them tomorrow. I gotta come back and blend. Oops. I gotta come back and blend these edges. And then break up the green pattern. This should not be solid green. Kind of a neat thing in here is under my brush options, under masking, there is an option to color mask, but if I do by cavity, as I paint, so I'll paint over here. You see how the shape of this spreads based on the depth. So I can get like more natural um, patterns. So like here, just so it's not so continuous. Um, some of the blockiness is due to the resolution. So before I do this, I have to go up a couple um, subdivisions to get this crisper, or I can clean it in Photoshop. So let's see if I go up to the next sub level, that should put me at 2 million polys. I'm at 7 million polys. Okay. You still see it's not perfect. I'm still getting some jagged edges. Anyway, take those back off. Turn symmetry on. Like I can really just ramp this up. Looks kind of cool. I don't know if I like that pattern, but I'm thinking this being green is better. So I'll steal that green color again. Actually, I'll do it at a lower. There we go. Hmm. I kind of bled some color onto these, which I didn't mean to do. But I think it gives it a bit of a natural look. Happy accident. And then for that green, I do like the green, but I do want to go a tone down. So maybe a little bit darker. Try to get just this. Whoops. I like the patches, I just don't like the blockiness. I'm getting close to my memory limit. I might have to go in and clean this in Photoshop. I mean, it's gonna be far enough away, you won't be able to tell, but when we get close up, that'll be an issue. Up here looks pretty good. These are a bit murky. But color-wise, I think that's good. I gotta go and fix some things, but and then under here, oh, what is that awful noise? What? What? Hi. What are you doing? You have to make that sound. It's an awful noise. It's really bad. Ugh. Also, I'm very thirsty. Oof. Alrighty. So much for going to bed. Uh, for under here, I do want to have some more visual texture, so I'll turn the color off, add back on. Let's see if I can. Did I isolate? I did. I can use that pattern in here. Oh, it's too sharp. What else we got? We got those. That might be too much. Mm, This is what I can do. I can steal this leaf pattern or this petal pattern and then make a stencil for it in Photoshop. That one's pretty cool. The veins on this are really good though. Let's make a 2048 by 2048 just to have enough resolution. Let's copy this image. Copy image. Drop it in here. And let's see. I only really care about this one leaf pattern. So this would be a problem here, but I think I can take this and flip it and blend it. Uh, how do I want to do that? Let's get the lasso tool. Grab this. Control C, Control V. Move the new one. Transform. Flip. that, and then blend down. Where's merge layers? And hide that one. Kind of the same thing up here on this top corner. I'll get this, and then flip it. And then on my band-aid, I can just band-aid this. And then this, I can isolate that. Save a copy. Actually, I don't want it to be that color. Although that color is kind of cool. But I'm going to do a black and white. Black and white. And I think I might add a blur to this. Kind of want to isolate uh, just the middle section. So if I take this and that, let's make a circle. Mm, Uh, let's mask another way. Feathering, let's do 30% feathering. Oops. I'm gonna blur those edges though. All right, so with that, let's do 60%. Documents. I think it's under game design. Would it be 2D art? No. Maybe. TGC textures, general textures. 3D art, maybe. It might be 3D art textures. Photoshop. Temple. I need to have a thing for alphas, honestly. What is this? That would be PNG file. Okay, and I can load a texture. Let's import documents, game design. Where the heck are people? Alphas? Yes. I'm getting ripple effects, which I don't want. So how messy is it getting? What I might need to do is on the default image. Just pull that one down. On the default image, maybe I can invert it. To just brightness contrast. This way it's just the veins. They're too jagged. Might be one of those situations that's better to make by hand, but then go back a couple steps. Sometimes if something's jagged like that, what you can do, let's make another one, is you can blur it. So I'm gonna take this to basic image, filter, blur. Let me go ahead and Gaussian blur this thing. And I'll bump this up. Let's make it a 10% blur. Copy over original. I'll just redo. Yes. So what'll happen is it won't be nearly as sharp. So I'm not getting the result that I like out of that. May just be better off drawing it by hand. Let's get the Dame standard brush. It'll give me a sharper value. Way too sharp. All right, standard, basic. Is that breaking? Keep doing that. So in Maya, control is the button to go inward, and ZBrush it's alt. So I just keep messing up which tool I'm using. But in both of them, it's shift to smooth, so. I'm gonna go up in subdivisions. Let's see, switch to the lowest. I don't want to do that. Bump, bump, bump. History may be partially modified only while in the lowest subdivision. Oh, I see why. It's because I am in that mode here. Okay, with that on, can I smooth? I shall save first. Deformation, polish by features, do 20. Bit nicer. But doing the veins by hand was the way to go. I tried to put the pattern in there uh, from the pedal, but it just didn't work. Okay. What was I using for that color? Let me steal this pink color. Actually, I wanted that yellow color. Somebody still has yellow. You still have yellow. With that yellow color, get you. Yeah, crumpled brush. Oh, that's cloth. Actually, I haven't used the new cloth brush. Let me try it. That's interesting. It's all gooey. Ew. It's like putty. It's kind of neat. Let's see how that affected the alignment of the. They're all in. Nothing broken. It's kind of neat. We jump back into there. I'll get the crumple brush. Where are you hiding, El Crumple Brush? There you are. Let's try. Interesting. So that happened because the last time I was using crumple, it was I had the RGB pattern set. Okay. Well, not exactly what I was going for, but mm, turn that off, put Z add on. There we go. All right, I'll turn that back off. I'll put colorize back on, and then uh, that's way too strong. Let's drop that down to like, sure. I do like that. Let me try the alpha pattern. What's my switch color in this? I don't think it's X. What is switch in here? Is it Vita switch? It is Vita switch. So on my second color for V, I'm going to steal the pink. Swap back. It's too strong. Let's switch there. Switch that back. Let's put drag. Actually, I'll get standard and then get drag rectangle. That's cool, but that's not what I was going for. Turn off Z-Add, put MRGPay back on. Let's drop that down to like 15. Turn off symmetry and just do it by hand. Oh, that's why I'm getting nothing. I didn't put the alpha back on. Mm. Hi, cat. Oh, what's it look like currently? I want to do something under here. I'm barely seeing the result there. Hmm. Let's turn symmetry off and I'll flip the color. Let's save. And then assuming I'm happy with what I've done, I'm gonna go bake that to texture. So I need a few different texture maps to come out of here. Um, First up would be the texture map itself. So texture, um, texture from PolyPaint. And then I need to clone the texture. That's going to bring it up into my texture window if I can figure out where it's at. There it is. Let's move this out of the way. There's that. And then I need to send this out. Um, Typically from ZBrush, you want to flip on the y-axis. So I will flip y. And then export. Oh, this thing's always in the way. Where are textures going for this project? It'd be nice if I was consistent with this. Naming conventions matter. I mean, this is technically graphic design because it's a book cover, but probably doing it under game design. Am I doing it under 3D art? If I'm doing it under 3D art, is it TGC? It's probably not there. The inconsistency. Progress renders and textures. I do under TGC textures. We will not do it as a target. We can do it as a TIFF, but I will do it as a Photoshop file because I'll have more um, options there. Yeah, go ahead and just do that. Okay, I've got that one. I'm not going to do any displacement maps, but I will do a normal map. Tangent space normals, yes. I will do a create normal. Yeah, it can only be generated for the lowest. I'll drop that down. And go back. Normal map, yes. Create. That's clone. Star at the bottom, star at the top. So yeah, flip Y. Let's export. This is the normal. This one. That is the diffuse. Oh, but I just break that. I'll know in a second. So I've got the regular texture, I've got the normal. Do I need an AO? I would like an AO, but can I generate an AO without it crashing? Let's go to masking. And we'll mask by AO. And go ahead and mask it. Did that mask work? Me no trusty. I mean, it's a simple enough shape. So, oh, I'm on the lowest. That's why. Uh, crafty. Let's go ahead and mask by AO. I've got 7 gigs remaining. It might not crash. And I did that wrong, so it's kind of a waste. In ZBrush to mask by AO, you got to make it white first. I mean, you can mask by AO, but to make an ambient occlusion map, you mask, you make it white first, and you mask by AO, and then you bake the masked result. Uh, escape and see if I can cancel it. Okay. Well, color white, and then fill object. Do I have texture still turned on? I do. Normal is still on. Let me go ahead and fill object. Okay. So we'll try masking by AO one more time. Ah, sorry, ran out of brain. Brain is brain. What is brain? Oh, there. Guess I'll let that run. Speaking of running, we're at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to go to bed like an hour ago. This is gonna cost me. I will give it 5 minutes. If it's not ready in 5 minutes, I'm going to bed. Starting the timer right now. 5 minute timer. It may not take that long, but it's a lot of polys. So what an AO does or an ambient occlusion is it helps define the shadows and the crevices. Um, you could do a cavity map, which does kind of the same thing. It's just a little bit more precise. I don't need that level of precision. I just need this to be kind of at a distance. I need the shadows, kind of like over here on the veins. You can kind of see the edge of the shadow, right? Since light in a 3D app, in a game world or even in this, it's simulated, and they simulate it cheaply because the more accurate you are, the more memory it takes. So in this process, you do basically a light pass. It's going to catch those edges for you, and you're going to bake that to a texture so that you don't have to run that every time. Since the veins on this model aren't really going to change all that often, it's going to deform a little bit when it moves, but the geometry is mostly going to stay the same. Uh, you can kind of shortcut it by having the ambient occlusion map to it. Hmm. I was gonna tab over to another thing, but you actually can't do that while ZBrush is running. If I tab into something else, it'll crash. ZBrush does a thing where Um, as long as it has priority, it occupies your RAM. The moment you get out of priority, like if I go to something else and it becomes a secondary program, it releases all the RAM. Uh, it's one of the ways that it kind of saves space on your machine, which is nice. Like all these different objects on here, each one of those has its own poly count. And if I isolate one, it releases all the RAM on the other one until I bring it back. That's how you can work with things that are so dense. But when you jump to other programs, it kind of has a seizure. So one of those quirks. Come on, AO. Finish so I go to bed. 1 minute remaining. Oof. It might be faster on the big rig, but come on, you. Can you show me a progress bar? I know progress bars are fake, but you can at least let me, you know, have hope for how long it's taking. Mm, mm. Yeah, if you didn't know, progress bars and loading screens are all crap. They are approximates. Ugh. Approximates at best. Ugh. 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 Oh my. Well, there's the timer. Are you any closer to being finished? And if I hit escape, what happens? Oh, Zebros looks like it crashed. This is why we save. Export normal map, exported uh the base texture. So the only thing I didn't do was re-export the new geometry. I probably won't need it since the underlying geometry is flat, so I'm probably okay. Let's jump back over into Maya. And we'll look at what we've done. Um, so I went ahead and this is the base model. Look, ZBrush, you need to figure yourself out. Close it. Okay. So here's the base model. And what I'm gonna do is I'll grab the whole thing. Actually, I can just grab all here. Go to rigging or rendering. Drop on here, and this is gonna be Malnar ship. And we will load on the new texture. We want to be in game design. Why the heckadoodle? I don't care about the game jam thing. There we go. And then TGC. Where did I put that? I'd probably put it under 3D art. Oh, where did I save these out to? That's Prime. There we go. And then where is the ship? Malnar ship. Right. This probably will be black and white. Where is oh, TGC textures? Malnar ship. That looks fine. And that one looks fine. Okay. So I can just use the raw um, images, but I will make these a little bit lighter in weight. So I'll make the targas out of them. And this one, there's the diffuse. Is loaded, right? Oh, right, because under shading, I'm using default texture. So this is the generated texture. I turn off wireframe unshaded. So there it is. I've got the high res texture and a low res model. You can see, of course, I still have some of this jaggedness. So what I could do in here in Photoshop is go through. It's a painfully slow process, but I can kind of go through and smooth out the jaggedness. I'm not gonna do that here, but basically, I would go through, get this, and I would smooth it out. But I have to go around and do this for the whole thing. I'm not gonna do that tonight because it's gonna take a while. But so there's that, and then underneath looks pretty good. Same kind of deal. I have to fix the jaggedness under there. This came out okay, and the way that these blend came out pretty well. I only did a couple of them, but they don't all have to be perfect. And then to get a lot of that extra fine detail. You can get a bump mapping, and I'm not going to follow that path. I'm just going to just copy that one. But we'll go back, bump mapping, and then under the bump map channel, we will drop in the address and just change this to the normal map. So normal. And then under the normal map options here, go back. You want this to be tangent space normals. So now we generate the impression that we have the veins and stuff on it. This is the low res model, but it looks like it's the high res model. Of course, you can fudge this number here to adjust it, make it more or less one way or another. I think the default of 1 is pretty good. This is something I'm going to really do the adjustments on for Zebra. I'm going to do the adjustments in Unreal because that's where I'm going to render this from. But yeah, so there it is. There we go. And I can update my thumbnail image so it matches, right? Let's go ahead and do that for funsies. I'll jump into here. So here's what I started with. I'll just click on that place. There you go. There's your updated thumbnail image. That's a JPEG. That's this one. There you go. Yay. All right, guys. I'm gonna head to bed. Hopefully, you enjoyed it or you learned something. I guess I can. This didn't work out, so I just don't worry about saving that. I'll save this, and I shall see you next time. Hmm. One more quick check in chat. Doesn't look like too much is updated. Hopefully, you guys have a good one. I'll see you later. You too.